Alright guys, got the the G6R. I haven't actually adjusted the pressure per se. That paint's shooting like shit, but she feels pretty good. We bring that A.I.R out and see what happens. That's great paint, but 274, 279, 261, 288. Okay. Let me pull the LPR out a little more. Let me bring the reg up a touch. So I'm bringing the reg up a bunch just to have a little more pressure behind the ball. Oh. I'm pretty happy with that. I blasted my own chronograph. Guess I shouldn't use 2-year-old summer paint anymore. But all right. Yeah, let's clean her up and be done with it. All right, guys, some final musings about this. I want to see where the paint was breaking. It's very old paint. It's from 2 summers ago, but I just want to see where that paint was breaking from. Breech looks nice and clean. The bolt has a little bit of paint on it. Just a little. Like it clipped it or something. Maybe it's just a leaker, but the paint felt kind of good. But bolt looks good. I used a 683. I didn't bother matching it. Let's see. Yeah, the breech is super clean, so I guess that was just a little bit of leaking paint. The bore, not as good. I don't really. I'm unsure about why they made this barrel this way with these 3 sections. I don't think it does anything particularly useful, though this does look a lot higher quality than the older Bob Long stuff, this Field 1. I think this part is actually turned on a lathe just by how it was done, which is how all of these should be done, but it looks good. It looks round. That's what I mean. One thing I don't dig is, like, I gotta say, how big is this fucking breech? This is a 683, and look at that slope into this thing. The corner's a little sharp there, by the way, but that's not rounded over as good as it should have been. But the bore is actually nice, even though it's covered in paint. How big is this damn thing? I don't understand in a world where paint's just ever shrinking. This is 0.7, so the breech is even bigger, because that is, wow. So this breech is, it fits a 0.7 bolt. So the breech is over 0.7. That's a huge breech. I don't understand why you need such a big breech, especially with modern paint being so small that, like, even, you know, make the breech 0.69. It's going to be significantly better for handling balls, especially in a poppet valve marker that moves quickly or strikes forward quickly. I mean, the LV1 is guilty of it, or whatever the fuck the Eclipse poppet is. Those only 2 poppets I think exist. I'm not sure if a Cyborg exists anymore, but I've never actually touched a new one. But I don't understand why these breeches are so big on these markers. This is Part of the problem is the breech is too big. The other part is this isn't adjustable. I wish they made this an adjustable back cap where I could push this forward a little bit to compensate for this giant gaping breech with the paint, and then the soft face doesn't have to even be a soft face if it's actually touching the ball, but it's good for consistency. Let's check the pressure. I'm not exactly sure which one this goes on. Probably, is it this one? Yeah, that looks about right. I basically gave this about a week of sitting before I aired it up, and 0 leaks out there, which was great. And you know, that's what I was hoping for. I wanted to see if it cycled correctly, and it felt like it did. I don't know what the pressures were at. I didn't know what they were at before, but I just decided to put this seemed very low. So I put this up a little bit and I compensated for it. So I don't know which one's which. But I have the faintest whiff of a leak. This bothers the shit out of me too. The fact there's no way that, or at least I might be an idiot and just not know how to turn the eyes off, but the eyes don't turn off in my mind. Maybe it's so they don't want you to blow the soft face off. It's another reason why I don't really like the soft face on these particular kind of guns. But let's see which one this adjusts. Neither. It adjusts neither. And I don't know how I'm supposed to do that, so let me just... I just screwed this in. And neither gauge reads over 100. Okay. So, hold on. Let me put some real gauges on this and see what happens. Hold on. So I'm putting another set of suspect gauges on just because I have them sitting there and I don't have to figure out how to get one of my Ashcroft gauges off something. So I just don't want to do that right now. These are big enough to actually twist on by hand. Do you guys fit even? All right. So that's the LPR, I'm assuming. I guess I gotta get a set of Ashcroft gauges. Hold on. So I just snagged 2 of these off older Timmy parts. These are actual Ashcroft gauges. And I'm hoping they're going to read accurate enough, semi-accurate. I'm not looking for, you know, absolute miracles here. But just enough. This is ridiculous. All right. I still don't know what is what. Maybe my tank's just too low? Ah, those gauges could have worked. Could have just been my tank. Well, we got decent gauges on it now. So. Shut the fuck up. We got one decent gauge on it. Alright. So we're going to set that to like 40. And the other gauge blew up. Because it's old. Let me grab. Let me grab one of my trash gauges. Because maybe they're not trash. And maybe my tank was just wrong. I still don't trust it. Woo! So we are over 250 psi. We are going to adjust this outwards to lower it. We're under 200. Probably about 40 psi on the low pressure. G6R pressure. I don't know what they're supposed to be. $175 to $195 LPR 80. Really? That's pretty high. The G6R solenoid has an LPR operating range between 30 and 100 psi. Oy. Okay. So we should be bringing this up. Probably about there. Okay. So, I have no idea. But it chronoed. It's definitely shooting. It's not leaking, which is all good to see. Maybe those gauges were okay. Never trust these regardless. Just get a decent set of gauges. If you actually care about, you know, an accurate measurement. And that one could be semi-accurate, what you got to care about. But yeah, just toss these little things in the garbage and go buy a set of Ashcroft gauges. Obviously not broken ones, but you can get these off eBay for $10, something like that. That's what I normally do to get these, so it's not that big of a problem. Just gonna put these back on. He's never gonna use this part probably, so toss that back in there. All right, so final impressions, I guess, of this marker. I've been working on it a little bit, and I think I owe some people that, if you're actually looking at this. If you don't like how the LV feels, like I don't. I had an LV1 when they first came out, and I couldn't play for shit with it. I don't like really long guns. But you want to pop it, and you don't like how long the LV is, it's a pretty solid little gun. I like these. They have downsides. They have headaches. This breech thing is scary. How many seals are there, and what's going on. The quality seems much better than it used to be, which I do appreciate. They look really good. The quality is where it needs to be in modern paintball. I haven't taken a deep dive at it, but you don't really want to take a deep dive at any manufacturer's quality at this point, I think, in this industry. The time of really nice machine parts is pretty much gone in paintball. Yeah, this breech isn't even honed. But at least it's not dust finish, so I'm going to give it that. Props there. The barrel system, I have no fucking idea why it's this way. Maybe it helps with their manufacturing tolerance, because now they have a taper to push into this. But it's only one taper. So it's not... I don't know. I don't see great things there. That's not awesome, but it's fine. The breech is way too big, but again, you're not going to find a poppet valve gun that has a breech that's, you know, a relatively decent size. There's no adjustable back cap, but it's much easier to probably make something. Maybe that could be adjustable for one of these. So, like, if you really needed one, you really wanted to shoot, and you really wanted to be reliably good at shooting paint, you're going to need a way to adjust your breech, adjust your spacing of your bolt in your breech. This thing comes back past the breech. This breech is 0.7 or bigger. Your paint is possibly 0.68. So it's just going to roll around. It's going to roll off to the side, and you're going to start clipping balls. And that's why Eclipse has the cure bolts that, you know, solve the problem that they made by making the paint, you know, clip the bolt by having breeches that are too big and offsetting their feed necks. But these guys did basically the same thing. You know, it's pretty nice little gun. I like how it shoots. Don't mind that paint. That paint is horrifying, but it was horrifying when it was new. It's really horrifying now. But yeah, if you don't mind longer guns, I'd get the Ego. But if you don't like the long gun, you really want to pop it, these things aren't bad. I mean, this is a pretty cool little gun. I do like it. I like some of the things they did. I love Bob Long, or Field 1, I should say now, ergonomics. It just feels right. The trigger isn't as good as it should be, but it's a ramping marker now in a ramping world, so it doesn't really matter. You're only shooting 10, so as long as it pulls, you're fine. It's a little wiggly. Minor gripe there. Yeah, but everything on this thing's, it's pretty solid. The barrel kit's nice and complete. That breech, I just can't get over how big these fucking things are. I don't love the barrel. There is an actual burr on the leading edge here. Thank God it's so big that a paintball never has to really be against that. I don't know how they did some kind of honing or some kind of smoothing, polishing in there, but yet there's still a burr that I can actually... Let me put next to the... Hope you guys can hear that. That's my fingernail coming from the bore out, and I can actually put my fingernail on something, so there's a real burr on that. I wonder if they all like that. Nope, that one is fine. The 691 is fine. So it was just that one. Luck of the draw. I picked one that has a burr on it. So I'm going to clean that burr up for him. I'm going to get some 2000 grit sandpaper on her. And I'll be right back with that. So this 2000 grit sandpaper, I'm just going to take my thumb. We're going to remove the burr. Maybe that burr was doing something while I was breaking so much paint. That's the first manufacturing fault I found with this whole marker. I mean, should there be a manufacturing bolt in a barrel? My opinion, no. Not for, I think it was like a $1,500 marker when he bought it. But That's better now. Especially on this size, 683 is probably a size you're actually going to end up using. Like, who cares at this point the 695 is good? Yep. If you're using paint the 695, it's probably pretty bloated shit anyway. But, oh shit, I need to clean this. I need to clean this. It's nice the back doesn't need to be cleaned ever, I guess. I don't know how that goes in there. Screw it. Alright guys, that wraps up this one. I gotta clean those two. We now have 2 additional angels to work on. And we're just gonna start knocking these out. I know where I put one. Here's the other. This one kind of charmed me. I like 03 speeds or 04 speeds. I like them a lot, and it's cool because it's been flied, which is awesome. So I haven't worked on a flied 04 speed before, but it seems not uncommon. Someone roached out the both detent covers, but that's fine. This is a really performance-driven angel from back in the day. That's pretty cool. Oh, battery actually turns on, but he was warning me about the battery or something weird. Sorry guys, memory card full. These are all wowed out. Not sure how far we got with that, but we'll replace these, not a problem. Even these are kind of aggressively on there, huh? Woo. Breach could be a little more forward, but not bad. All right. Those don't seem right. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, baby. Woof. All right. So that one's a goner. We'll replace that too. Interesting. The work looks great, so it's really nice. It's done very well. Yep. Ported up the Sensi ports and everything. Done really well. I don't mind it at all. It's not super sharp. Yeah. Pretty good. Wow. I don't think you're going to fit. That's an interesting way to do that. Not wrong. Oh, hold on a second, guys. All right. Oh, there's some it's a different soldering technique. Nice and gloss. Ooh. All right. We'll clean that up. Not the end of the world. the wires through. Oh, ho, yeah. What the? Woo. That is a, that's a homemade battery. Awesome. Oh, yeah, man. Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Is this actually... Yeah, it's something, all right. Awesome. I like that. Seal's there. That's a nice touch, by the way. I should keep just going on the positives here. There you go. Also, this is the last Angel that has this style top or feed cover or solenoid cover. Actually. Yeah, solenoid cover, which is not the best. I never liked this style when you had the newer stuff. The A4 and the A4 Fly with the slide back, that just changed it for me. We'll get it out eventually. I think that's the Master Tech trigger. These rams are not rebuildable. You have to like rip them apart to try to rebuild them. But the good news is they're normally pretty strong. That looks pretty good. Valve body's fine. Solenoid pack is fine. Or sorry, the LPR pack is fine. We just gotta deal with this now. Got it. All right. Never seen a little speed with an Intelli feed, but there's no reason why I can't have one. Just gotta figure out how to get it all out. Alright. Yeah. No drama. Nice and clean. Everything looks nice and clean. Solenoid looks nice and clean. That's put together better. Still a little crazy on the soldering, but not bad. Yeah, she's apart fully. I have to break the reg apart, but you've seen that a million times now on this channel. Alright, so that's that for that Angel. Break it apart. We'll get it cleaned up. And I'll leave you guys off till the next portion of this with this beauty. Straight out of Portugal. From a Rui. Not surprising. Yeah, that's gone well. This is like a bad 90s arm tattoo. Barbed wire tattooed. Apollo Angel. Hell yeah. Oh, she's frozen real stiff. This is gonna be a little more interesting. A lot more fighting on this one. chain frame, so it's both shitty 90s tattoos all in one. Micro switch is broken. Frame is flaking. Angel Air, baby. Needs a battery. I'm just going to go through it. Oh, the screen. That's probably going to get glued up. I don't think we're making a screen for her. That's probably the wrong one. Upside down angel logo. Very nice. I don't think there's supposed to be an angel logo on this, but yeah, this one does. Upside down logo. Perfect. That should probably be matte black or satin black, not gloss, but hey. Who knows? So we're going to break into this gem as well. Oh yeah, look at that. That is some gaudy stuff right there. I love it. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. We're just going to keep moving on these and try to start building some of these up. We're going to break this one down. We're going to clean all three of them. I got to build batteries for them. And yeah, we'll just keep going from there. As Andrew Floyd PB, this is, I guess, part 2 of all these markers I'm putting together. I still have the freestyle on backlog. It's still sitting there. See you guys. Alright guys, so we're going to whip the angel together, or apart, pretty quickly. On this one, and then I will organize all these parts that I have after the fact. Has all its screws. I don't know what we're doing with this frame yet, though. I mean, it's perfect for this marker, but that's a lot of flaky chrome right there. So I gotta talk to him, see what he wants to do. The grips are in great shape, too. I mean, 2 angels, great grips. Like, these are phenomenal grips. We'll see if the board functions. I mean, we can replace the micro switch if the board's in good shape. I have a feeling it's not, but I've been wrong before on things like this. I'm going to put all this right back in the box it came. The box of Rui. That name is just so damn common in my line of work. That New York City union construction workers that I work with, the amount of guys named Rui I know is ridiculous. At this point in my life. Yeah, it might work. Who knows? Someone took the vibrator off it. It's just gone. Look at that. So this board's it's special. Very special. That's dead. Let's see how special she is. Alright. If you guys have bets, bet now. That's a dead board. Dead as a doornail. Alright. Happens. Oh, that's a rise. Oh, it's all kinds of special. Well, that opened up easier than I thought it was going to. Ooh, there's a white bolt in there. We have an upgrade. Is that a Cobra bolt, guys? Could be. I don't know. I honestly don't know what that is. Almost looks almost homemade. Like some shit I would have done back in the day. Interesting. Well, it's interesting, this one. Whoa! I don't even get that on camera in there. Look at all those brass shavings. What the hell is that from? The Awesome Bolt, maybe? How about that? Well, this one's a little rounded. Oh. These were suspiciously loose. These two screws right here. That makes me feel that is suspiciously not the right O-ring either. Got a little bit of rust down there. Oh, and that is suspiciously tight. Oh, thank God. I didn't want to have to figure out how to get a matte black end plug. All right, pop this one loose. Quite confused. All right. That snap ring is really out there. Wait. This trigger switch is... Why are you so jammed up, bud? Come on. Battery's in really actually good condition for how old it was. And judging by some of the other things that happened on here, that's surprising. Oof. This is just... It's just so necessary to have this particular solenoid cover on this particular marker. This thing is a time capsule of everything cringy about the 90s and early 2000s. It's like this shitty old Dodge Durango with the chrome hubcaps. Just in marker form. That looks great. We'll make sure it's not frozen, but looks great. great. It looks good, but I've never actually seen a marker this dry. It's so dry. There is no lube on this thing at all. Can I focus on you? Come on. There we go. There is zero lube on this. It's just dry. That's not good beauty marks on that either. Oof. Come on, baby. That is a little rusty. Just gonna push the whole tube out. That was nice and clean. It's like the front of the marker was dipped in water and left to sit, maybe to store it or something. Oh, that doesn't even sound nice. I don't know. What do you guys think on this one? I'm curious to see how this looks. Snap ring is way out. That's all coming out as one piece. Whoa. What on earth? I found the lube. I don't know where all these shavings are coming from. That doesn't feel incredible, but it's not. It's salvageable. Is there even... Yeah, there is a... This ram looks almost new. That's so confusing. Why is there so much metal shavings in this? I'm just going to push this all out. Rusty valve. Interesting. Did someone put a new ass on this? I've never seen one red and green before. No, that's peened in there. I've never seen a Christmas one before. Yep, that's not a hole. That's not a thing. That's why there's all these beauty marks on it. I might actually need vice grips. Oh, nope. Nip-X never fails. Just go. I'm not surprised. I gotta get this horrible thing off too. Just gonna put it in the vise with the soft jaws on it. I'm not even gonna let them reuse this. That was one of the easier things to break off. The threads look really good. That's good, because they used a copious amount of thread locker. Green, too. And it didn't do dick. Those threads look really good. Alright, the marker is apart. We will have a discussion with the owner to see what they would actually like to do with this going forward. That needs some help. Now, I haven't opened one of these in a very long time. So I am going to be very rusty That's interesting. All right, first we're going to pop this screen off because it's going to fall apart in our hands. Angel AIRs are so cool. I have a large collection of them myself, but I just never actually get around to trying to use one. So we have to be very careful. Hopefully the screen is holding together somehow. I have my doubts. This is probably going to end up being a glue job to glue it back together. That came off fairly intact. I'm going to rest that gingerly. Put the spare piece in there. And we might be able to... it's never going to look perfect, but it might work. It's just a watch battery for these. It's not that bad. There's a couple pin layouts there. And these are your sensors for your pressure in your tank. And the pressure that your adjustable regulator has. These are very nice. Like I really dig these. Other than they're enormous, that's a big problem in the modern game. But God, I do miss Angel AIRs. They were so cool. Pointless, but cool. They're just ahead of their time. Whole way was just ahead of their time. Just appreciating this as much as I can. And trying to figure out my next step, actually. Let's knock this one off. Okay, it's the burst. Where do you think the Master Tech's got all these eye covers? Or particularly this one. Where do you think that came from? That was from the last marker we put together there. The button. Oh yeah, all the knobs. There's 4. Oh man. Let's start pulling the high pressure side apart. Everything looks pretty good in here. Unless this is leaking, I don't really need to do anything to either of those. That ring looks good. The brass filter looks alright. That all seems okay. Okay. Everything there looks pretty good. Yep, all the little O-rings look pretty good. Never exactly appreciated this so much. How they did it. The PTFE ring looks really good in the... I think I'm out of memory, guys. I'm just taking the transducers off here. Green is the high pressure transducer. And blue is the low pressure transducer on this. I don't even know where to get these parts again. That's a transducer. This is just the housing they made to hold it. Just super nice parts. Pop out the low pressure one. And you see they put little paint there so you like lined them up correctly. You don't want to ruin that. You don't want to ruin that either. I'm not exactly sure if he's planning on using this thing, but we're going to try to put it together so he can. Low pressure, high pressure. And we have 2 little O-rings back here. I mean, there is zero reason to actually take these apart unless it's leaking, which this would be almost next to impossible to leak. So we're just doing a deeper dive than is really necessary. I don't actually know how to get this out. I kind of want to take it out just to be thorough with what we're doing, but I don't actually know how to get this brass piece out, if it even comes out of this marker. Then you got the one PTFE. That bolt never has to come out. That's just an air passage drill. That's just such a chunk of material there. If they could streamline this into a modern one, it would be really cool. Maybe not with this gigantic screen, but even something that Bluetooths to your marker. It's just so cool. For no reason other than the sheer cool factor of it. Yeah, we're not taking this out. I play with as much as I want to with that. I don't want to deal with that piece there. And that's an air reg fully broken down. We will build that back up as well. I mean, they missed an opportunity not making this bigger because it's gigantic. If they could have figured something out a little better, they could have made the piston probably a little bigger still. And it would have made the performance even better on that reg, but that reg performs so much better than the mini reg performs that it, you know, back in the day, if you just ran the air reg, you'd probably have a much better experience shooting faster, or shooting at all with your Angel, than dicking around with the mini regs that came with them. But, alright guys, that's it for the breakdown of all the markers. This is going to get cleaned. All 3 Angels have to get cleaned still. And the G6R is wrapped up. So, yeah, that's it for this video. We're going to come back with more sand ridge action and or the build-up of these. I got to talk to this guy and see what he wants to do with this one, too. Alright guys, that's it for now. See you.